With a $115 million budget crisis and teachers facing layoffs, why is HISD spending millions on luxury charter buses for students? KHOU 11 News investigates. E-cig companies put on notice after colorful packaging leads to thousands of children drinking liquid nicotine. And J.J. Watt just floating around, where the 290-pound Texan star got to feel weightlessness for a moment.
But first, we are learning more about the mother charged with abandoning her young children in the apartment she was being evicted from.
Those children were dirty and malnourished, but tonight they are safe. Lauren Tallarico joins us live with this disturbing case. Lauren?
Well, the mother, Carrie Green, was arrested today, and over the next several hours, she'll stand before a judge to face charges for crimes enough to make most of us cringe. Unit 111 at the Yorkshire Village Apartments is empty now, but just last week, it's where a baby and toddler were found abandoned.
You hardly know what's going on, but just to hear something like that is very shocking.
22-year-old Carrie Green had been living here with her 2-year-old son and 10-month-old baby girl. Off camera, the apartment manager says Green was in the process of being evicted, and during a sweep of the property was appalled by what she found. Court documents showed the unit was hot and filthy. The children were alone, wrapped in blankets together, one crying, one dazed. It's unclear how long they'd been alone. The toddler appeared to be starving, and the baby girl was covered in vomit and mucus.
There's a kid in there vomiting, wrapped up, without their mother, without any concern that there's somebody here, you know what I mean?
CPS says Green does have a history with them, but wouldn't go into more detail than that. Besides a recent theft charge, Green's criminal history was mostly clean, but now she's facing abandoning her children, a felony charge. Meanwhile, the kids are safe tonight, being housed somewhere in a foster home together. Again, we are expecting Green to make a PC court appearance over the next several hours. Her CPS appearance is already scheduled for May 7th, and you bet we will keep you posted on both. Mia.
Such disturbing details. Lauren Tallarico, thank you so much. Tonight, federal investigators say the driver of this bus was unresponsive just seconds before it crashed while carrying Channelview High School students. The school marching band was returning home from Disney World on March 13th when the bus crashed in Alabama. Investigators say there were no signs of any defects on the bus. In fact, it was brand new, a 2018 model. Here's a closer look at what investigators say happened. The bus was in the far right-hand lane when it veered over into the median and into oncoming traffic. The bus nearly hit a few drivers before it veered back and plunged into a ravine. The driver was the only person killed. Investigators say he showed no signs of braking while the bus was out of control.
And developing tonight, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing the federal government, hoping to end the DACA program. DACA offers protection from deportation and work permits to about 700,000 people brought to the U.S. as children. There are 124,000 of them here in Texas. The program, started by the Obama administration, Paxton calling it unconstitutional. 6 other states are joining his lawsuit. Last week, a federal judge upheld DACA. The Trump administration now has 90 days to challenge that ruling.
An update now from California. A manhunt is underway for a domestic violence suspect who led police on a 4-hour chase in an RV. The man drove more than 100 miles from Los Angeles to Bakersfield. Police thought he was holed up inside the RV, but somehow he escaped. Police rescued 2 children who were inside. They are not hurt.
Many of you still trying to bounce back from Harvey, and here comes another hurricane season just 30 days away. It's a reminder that if you want to get flood insurance, it takes about 30 days for the policy to take effect. So if your home and belongings are not protected, time is running out for you to sign up before the season begins.
And with a busier than average hurricane season expected, you can't be too careful, can you, Dave?
Preparation is really all we can do, and you need to do it. It's just the price we pay living here close to the Gulf of Mexico. As you guys mentioned, flood insurance takes 30 days to go into effect. So you can't just call your insurance agent a couple days before a storm hits and get flood insurance. It won't work like that. There's a 30-day waiting period. Homeowners insurance is not flood insurance. Don't make that mistake. How do you get flood insurance? Call your homeowners insurance company or agent and tell them you want to buy it, and they'll direct you to the phone number and get you started in that process. If you go to the weather blog at KHOU.com, we wrote a great article today. It's there for you right now, so you can take a closer look at how and what's involved in getting flood insurance before hurricane season starts. Here's what I'm looking at. Tracking some Kansas tornadoes tonight. There have been some big ones up there. I'll show you an interesting radar. Vegas had flooding. I've got pics. And then tomorrow may be the warmest day Houston has had all year. All of that coming up in a couple of minutes.
That was only a matter of time. Thanks, David. And here at KHOU, we stand for Houston by standing up for those who feel they've been forgotten after Harvey. If that is you and you're frustrated and fed up, we are here to help. Email us your story along with pictures to forgotten@khou.com.
Well, just when we were all at our lowest after the storm, the Astros gave us a reason to celebrate.
And their historic World Series championship victory has been immortalized in a new book. Larry Seward went to a book signing tonight where fans say, this is more than just a book. Larry?
Len, this book is 16 chapters of personal stories written to help you relive two of the biggest events in Houston's history. Titled Hurricane Season, Joe Hawley's book binds memories of the Astros championship run.
Just pure elation.
And Harvey's devastating flood.
All we could do was sit and watch, hope and pray.
With emotion.
I can't wait to read it.
Dozens lined up for signed copies. There's Rusty Hardin, a former U.S. attorney, Astros fans in team colors, including the guy with 40 foul balls at home. All of them anxious to reminisce.
I knew he would capture the human side of it and the connection of the team.
Almost as much as Holly, a Houston Chronicle columnist, wanted to hear it.
It's fun because people come with stories of their own that I didn't know about when I was writing the book. So maybe there's another book coming.
These 250 pages take readers back to the World Series, each inning relived with inside baseball pulled from people close to the team on the scoop that helped them score Game 7's winning run off pitcher Yu Darvish.
Somewhere had picked up the tell. They knew what was coming.
In between, there's 6 chapters on Harvey, stories of suffering and survival, including that of Jim Dean, whose iconic photo in the Houston Chronicle says all you need to know about the Astros World Series championship and what it means to Houstonians.
The World Series helped me get through a lot of that rough part. Took my mind away from what we were dealing with, and we were able to just focus on something that was almost a fantasy.
It is now reality, printed in a way none here wants to set down. Rapid sales forced employees here at the Brazos bookstore to grab boxes of these books to restock. Then they had to find receipt paper to restock the receipt machine, and all of this happening before the book signing. We are live near Rice Village. Larry Seward, KHOU 11 News.
A bestseller in the making. Larry Seward, thanks so much. An honor now for the heroic crew of a Southwest Airlines flight. President Donald Trump saying thank you to the team who guided the plane to safety after a mid-air disaster. Captain Tammy Jo Schultz and her co-pilot Darren Ellisor from League City were in the Oval Office along with flight attendants and a few passengers. The plane's left engine broke apart while flying from New York to Dallas 2 weeks ago.
You drew from years of training and safety, and you knew how to land that plane. We salute you and every member of this crew. Thank you very much.
The passengers helped pull a passenger back into the plane after the explosion sucked her out of a window. That woman, Jennifer Reardon, did not survive. The president called her a fantastic woman with a loving family.
Also today, President Trump brought up the idea of creating a new branch of the military. It happened while he was presenting the Commander-in-Chief's trophy to the Army football team.
We're actually thinking of a 6th, and that would be the Space Force. Does that make sense? Because we're getting very big in space, both militarily and for other reasons, and we are seriously thinking of the Space Force.
The president first mentioned this idea back in March while speaking to service members in San Diego. That's when he said, quote, space is a war-fighting domain just like the land, air, and sea.
Some Houston ISD students are lucky enough to get rides to school on luxury charter buses.
But not everybody is happy about it. KHOU 11 investigates why the district is spending millions of dollars on these fancy rides in the midst of a budget crisis.
Also, a high school threatens to cover up any prom dresses it considers inappropriate with this poncho. How it's responding to complaints that it's shaming and degrading female students.
And someone will get a chance of a lifetime to see the hit Broadway show Hamilton absolutely free during its Houston run. Stay with us to find out how.